Hi, I'm Carl Torsbins. This is my commentary on George Zimmerman. I believe with the current events as they are happening right now, George Zimmerman will walk. He'll walk free. And I think that the burden of proof for the prosecutor or special prosecutor is just way too high and hasn't made a sufficient case to prosecute and find a guilty charge of second-degree murder. Although I stand by my first comment a couple of weeks ago that he should have been charged with manslaughter. If that's the case, I understand that if he's found innocent or acquitted of second-degree murder, he cannot be charged with manslaughter. So this is basically going to close the case one way or the other with a guilty or an acquittal. And this will obviously be infuriating by some, disappointed by others, but I think it'll be more disappointing for the media than the Martin family, to be honest with you, as I think the media has taken special interest and special considerations in this case because of the way that they have injected their own ideology and their own feelings about how this case should have been handled from the beginning, and how the justice system was misappropriated in the beginning when they let him go the first time and not charge him. So the charges against Zimmerman are just hard to prove at this particular point in time of the trial, as the defense has done an excellent job of keeping the facts in focus, that it was a case of self-defense, and that the prosecutors have not presented witnesses that are credible and able to determine whether or not Martin's case was a case of self-defense on his part rather than Zimmerman's. Now, I want to say that both of these individuals, George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, have equal rights, and that's what this case is all about. It's about protecting the rights of George Zimmerman as well as it is protecting the rights of Trayvon Martin. And the outcome of this case will likely disturb some, annoy some, and just frustrate the heck out of others. But there was a fight, and there was a winner and there was a loser, and there was a victim and there was a assailant, and the court case will draw this out and the jury will make a decision. And I think that's what we need to, stay focused on, is that the jury will make a decision, and whether they come up with a verdict of guilty or a verdict of acquittal, that ends the case. I believe that if you look at the case before it actually started and how the media transformed the case and prepared it for the public, they had extreme biases in their viewpoints. And I believe that because of those extreme biases, there has been an opinion formulating out in the community that will cause a disruptive behavior once the verdict has read. And I don't think it's going to be celebratory, because I think George Zimmerman will walk. Am I wrong? I could be. But up to this point, I don't see the prosecutor making that strong of a case with the facts as they've been being presented. Now, I know the special prosecutor had no choice. I mean, she was damned if she do, damned if she didn't, when it came to charging and indicting and then proceeding with the trial. I mean, the media and the family had a right to push a judgment, or at least at the very much a hearing, to decide what happened that night. I don't have a problem with that. That's what we do in this kind of society where we have doubt about what occurred and someone is killed. However, the evidence put forth in the trial so far probably would have supported manslaughter much more than second-degree murder. But now he cannot be charged with manslaughter. And once the evidence is heard and understood, the jury will have to decide on making one or the other decision, a verdict of guilty or an acquittal. That's the gamble that the special prosecutor took when she charged him with second-degree murder. And I think that's the gamble that she's going to lose. So in all practical purposes, I do believe that George Zimmerman will walk in this case. And I think that there will be a public outcry, and the media will have their opportunity to continue their biased and distorted viewpoints as they come off the printer or on the television sets. But the fact remains is we should not allow this particular case to divide the community any more than it already has. And regardless of what anybody says, this is not a miscarriage of justice, because the trial did go to a courtroom, and his peers, the jury, did make a decision, and the facts were made public. And whether or not we agree or disagree with the final outcome, justice has taken its course, and we should accept that and end it. Again, George Zimmerman will walk. He will not be charged for second-degree murder. That's my opinion. And I think that because of logistical mistakes made, and because of lack of credible testimony, and because of lack of evidence to support that it wasn't self-defense, the special prosecutor will in fact lose this case and take a lot of political heat for that. But when you talk about the criminal justice system, the scales could tip either way. They don't always stay balanced, and they don't always stay right in the middle. One or the other has to go, guilty or not guilty. The verdict is coming soon, probably within days, and I honestly believe George Zimmerman will walk. As always, I appreciate your comments and suggestions. Feel free to share, and just in general, look at the facts of this case. Don't let your emotions cloud your thinking. Don't let the screaming, don't let the emotion, don't let the sadness of the principal players involved in this particular case cloud your own emotion, your own common sense. And then when it's all said and done, deal with the reality that cases like this happen quite frequently, just not without the political hype and the media hype that this case has created in that little town in Florida. Be safe as always. Take care and share.